I foresaw my mother's death and wrote a song about it. Wait, what? Here's how the story unfolds. My relationship with my mother started out rosy. Her attention gave me life, and without it, I felt starved. Hearing her say, "I love you," reassured me. I followed her around like a puppy. The older I grew, the more I saw. We stopped seeing eye to eye, and our boat was now rocky. With sister getting more of mom's attention, I felt sidelined. Finding traces of depression in mom, I felt polluted by her. I started seeing her as a victim and both of us struggling. I urged we leave school for the better. We both tried to rescue each other, and I wanted to be a child in mom's lap while also trying to be the adult saving her. Even older, and I stood convinced that mom did not love me. But actually, she did. Just that our love languages were a mismatch, making me feel unloved. I wish for more bonding, for us to get back to the days when all was colorful. Consumed by misery, I started seeing my mom as my slave. Because you either love me or you work for me. Over time, I no longer questioned her love. I concluded that we were enemies. Mom became my safety net for projection of rage. Simultaneously, I began struggling with femininity in my teens. Struggling to accept my body and those of others around me. Women petrified me. Every place a threat when the storm is internal. So I had a candid conversation with Ma, elucidating why I was bathing for 10 hours, why this OCD, why depression, why perfectionism. I mentioned how many students, teachers, relatives, and the society at large mistreated me for being neurodivergent, while preaching kindness with zest. All so that our bond affected me. Her not looking after herself was enfeebling. I hoped we both healed together. But alas, it was the only time we talked because OCD ate up all of my time. I would finish bathing to find missed calls from mom when she was hospitalized. Those calls I missed feel like a noose around my neck. Then it happened. My mother died. But before that, when she was hospitalized, was no less stifling. We could barely sleep and spent our days panic awaiting phone calls. Every time the phone rang, our hearts sunk. I cried myself to dehydration, for I foresaw my mother's death and wrote a song about it. Post her death, I was numb and malnourished. I did not leave my house or contact anyone in 6 months. My spirit collapsing. But this ache gave way to a grand canopy of healing and strength. My gift gradually awakened. I had a transcendental dream where she visited me and talked to me. Sometimes, I still think that she is on her way back home from school. Now appeared another thought. Was mom's life predestined to be sacrificed for mine? Because my life took off eventually, filling me with doubt and guilt. Those who cast stones now showered love. My bathing time skipped from 10 hours to 2 from mom's birthday onwards. Everything started falling into place. I asked God for a miracle, a silver lining, but never imagined that it would cost a life. That the silver lining is actually red. And the Noah's Ark to better days that I was building took me so long that the people meant to be on the ark are gone. Obsessions are external viewpoints internalized. The hot take was that my mother and I do not get along and we take it out on others, which an impressionable me believed and projected onto mom. The truth remains that not only did we project nothing, but also that the others were projecting their issues onto us both. Which is why I was hell-bent on us quitting school. Why? They twisted the whole narrative where I am them and they are me. But they did not stop there. Why stop there? They dragged my mother into it. They could have settled with bullying me and I never would have told anyone. Too bad. Mom was crying while narrating these incidents, and those who made her cry were my friends. Many owe an apology to a person 6 feet under. Here is the truth in full. I never had a mother wound. I had a wounded mother. And instead of trauma, she passed on some antibodies. She spent a lifetime loving and guarding me, just as she does now, but from above. The human mind so amusing, toxic internalizations can become our truth. But now I see clearly. My mother loved me and I love her. She did not wound me. The complexity of society wounded us too. So I set out to fulfill my mother's final wish from me, expressing. With this, I resolve a problem which never existed, a mother wound. I now see her for who she was and is, my benevolent mother. I also changed the way I approach femininity and my body. I love being a woman and being surrounded by them. Clad in mom's favorite color, I stand tall on my truth and look up above at a pink sky. This video is accompanied by a blog.